I don't work with amateurs.
Back in the 70s, I must have listened to this record at least 5,128 times, to the point where if I ever listen to it one more time, I think my head's going to blow up. I hate it. I hate the 70s. I hate nostalgia. I hate clogs. I hate lava lamps. I hate burnt sienna corduroy bell-bottoms. But most of all, I hate sugar, sugar. This, I don't hate. Holston Pills, because it's brewed twice so that all the sugar turns to alcohol. It's no sugar, no honey, honey, and totally Candy Girl free. Whoops.
The 8 runners now arriving at the start for our feature race, the £20,000 St Modwyn Perkins Memorial Cup Handicap over the 2 miles, the same trip as the £100,000 Northumberland Plate, and St Modwyn, incidentally, the patron saint of brewing. I'll drink to that. Anyway, they've won 47 races between them. Let's have the full list and the betting from our commentator, Simon Holt.
Yes, some nice stayers in this, Derek. 2 miles, that's just over a circuit of the course. They're headed by number 1, High Flying, at 15 to 2, the mount of Jason Tate, claiming £3. Number 2, Foundry Lane, at 100 to 30 for Kevin Darley. Then number 3, the hard-working Star Rage, at 9 to 1, Jason Weaver. Number 4, Good Hand, another 9 to 1 chance, ridden by Nicky Connaughton. Number 5 then is John Dunlop's runner. He had the last winner, remember, Western Fame. Shining High, his representative this time. The 3 to 1 favourite, Pat Edry, looking for a double. Number 6, the Grey College Don at 9 to 2, David McCabe claiming 3. Number 7, Red Bustarn at 9 to 2 for Michael Roberts. And the bottom one, number 8, Master Hyde, another grey at 20 to 1, ridden by £7 claimer, Paul Fessy.
Let's have a look at Foundry Lane here, number 2. This horse ran a cracker when third in the Tote Ebor and should appreciate the step up to 2 miles today. Plenty of weight for this horse, but 1 under 9.12 at Haydock 3 weeks ago. Number 2, Foundry Lane, Kevin Darley on board for Mary Reevely. Let's have a look at number 6, College Don, who's won the Best Turned Out award, and easy to see why. This horse was 11th in the Ebor, but before that had won 2 good races at Newmarket and really does look well. I think certain to run a good race here under David McCabe and Martin Beelby. Full marks this young Grimsby trainer. He's really handled this horse well. Number 6, College Don. Now the favourite, Shining High, number 5, going for a Pat Edry, John Dunlop double, and Shining High's got a great chance here. A 5-length winner at Sandown last time out, and £3 better off with College Don for a neck beating at Newmarket last time. On the book, good chance, stable and jockey in form. Number 5, Shining High, in the green and white hoops of Mrs. Mark Barrow. It's a good competitive race, this. It's a close handicap. There's High Flying in the background in the red and white stripes of Sunderland Football Club, and this was a popular winner of the Centenary Northumberland Plate here 2 years ago. He's now 9 years old, but he's as game and as tough as he can. If you've backed him, you're in for a good run. That's number 1, High Flying, under 10 stone, goes in. There's Foundry Lane that we've already talked about going in next to him. The draw of no importance. There's Star Rage there in the white colours with the light blue spots. Won 9 races last season. Winner of the Channel 4 Trophy and has won 2 more this season. But he's never won higher than D-rated race, and this is a B-rated handicap. I think he's got it to do, but he's a tough, genuine sort. Is College Don still to go in? Also Shining High. It's one of those races where you can give a chance to just about all the runners. In the yellow colours, Master Hyde, that's another grey, and the black braces with the red cap, that's Good Hand. A bit of a character, but on his day, he has a good chance. And in the yellow with the black epaulets, that's Red Bustarn. Michael Roberts, who's ridden 45 winners so far, the former South African champion, which isn't a bad total when you consider that he lost over, 6 weeks of the season because he was riding in Japan. There's the latest betting, 3 to 1 Foundry Lane to win it from the north. Still to go in the green and white hoops, Shining High, that's 100 to 30. Then it's College Don at 9 to 2, just going in. Red Bustarn at 9 to 2, an 8 to 1 bar, and Pat's off Shining High. And I think he's just jumped off himself because this horse was just getting a bit excitable there. And I must say, Simon, looking at that last race, if Pat rides another race like that, well, he'll get this one home.
Yes, providing she cooperates, Derek. She can be very tricky, this filly, at the stalls, though she is an improving type. But like Western Fame, a 3-year-old racing against older horses, and therefore she might just have a bit more improvement in her than some of the others. But she's got to go into the stalls first. I think they'll try and lead her in without the rider. She She might go in a bit more willingly then. She made the running at Sandown a couple of starts ago and is a potential front runner here. High Flying is another. He made all to win at Ascot just recently. And Star Rage was forced to make his own running at Nottingham early last week, but that was only in a small field. Usually he's held up. They're trying the blindfold again with Shining High. I wonder if this will do the trick. Here. The stalls handlers surrounding this filly en masse. And certainly each way punters will be praying against a withdrawal here with 8 runners scheduled to run. That's the first 3. If we did get a withdrawal, they'd be down to the first 2, but I think she's going in. Shining High is in the stalls. They're all set to go then for this St Modwen Perkins Memorial Cup, 2 miles in front of them. College Don rather slow to stride, but that was by design, the rider wanting to ride a patient race. And High Flying in the red and white jacket on the far side in the sheepskin noseband, anxious to make it, but joined by Red Bustarn towards the outside in the yellow colours. And then Shining High settling in 3rd place under Pat Edry. Foundry Lane towards the inside 4. And then Good Hand in a sheepskin noseband, a red cap, followed by Star Rage the inside. And then another grey is Master Hyde. And the other grey then, College Don, is settled last of the 8. They begin to swing left-handed away from the grandstands here at Gosforth Park. And it's High Flying at a brisk pace by about a length to Red Bustarn in 2nd. And then Shining High in 3rd place as they take a slight downhill run. Foundry Lane is taking a keen tug in 4th place, but nicely placed. In 5th then is Good Hand, followed by Star Rage, and then Master Hyde, and still patiently ridden out the back in the maroon and white colours, that's College Don. Down the hill, down the side of the course. High Flying now joined on the outside by Red Bustarn, Michael Roberts in that yellow jacket. In 3rd place then, and ideally positioned, is Shining High, the filly. Followed next by Foundry Lane towards the inside in beige and green, and then Good Hand. Master Hyde just hanging a little towards the outside, the grey, as they prepare to swing left-handed into the back straight. Still College Don out towards the rear. So High Flying, this grand old character, now a 9-year-old, been a tremendous servant to trainer George Moore at Middleham, and bidding to make all the running here from Red Bustarn towards the outside. Then Shining High back in 3rd. The pacemate just has slackened slightly. In 4th towards the outside is Master Hyde. Good Hand in the midfield together with Foundry Lane running the rail. And then the last 2, Star Rage and College Don, who's now been pulled out wide. Continuing their journey down the back straight, roughly halfway then in this 2-miler. And High Flying out in front by a nose to Red Bustarn. These 2 have been going head and head throughout so far. Shining High never out of 3rd place on the inside then of Master Hyde. Good Hand in the sheepskin noseband, red cap in the midfield, followed by Foundry Lane on his inside. College Don is creeping closer out wide, and now Star Rage takes a turn in last place under Jason Weaver. And still running towards the bottom bend, and now packing up behind this leader, High Flying. I just wonder if Jason Tate's given the old boy a little bit of a breather in front. Red Bustarn still upsides in 2nd. Shining High on the inside, waiting to pounce in 3rd place. Master Hyde, the grey, out wide in 4. Foundry Lane just niggled a bit in 5th place from College Don. Then Good Hand, who's lost his position. And Star Rage still travelling kindly, but with nothing but green grass behind him. They swing the corner. Red Bustarn took over from High Flying. They've got over 3 furlongs still to cover. Shining High has now pulled the whip in 3rd place. Foundry Lane is getting closer in 4th, the inside in the beige jacket. Star Rage now delivering a promising looking run out wide. They enter the final quarter mile. Red Bustarn taken on by Star Rage, who's come from last to first. It's Star Rage from Red Bustarn. Foundry Lane looking a little one pace back in 3rd place from Good Hand, and then Master Hyde running down to the final furlong. And Star Rage, who won 9 times last season, has gone on into the lead. Red Bustarn, though, won't give in, fighting back on the far side. Star Rage idling. Red Bustarn trying to pin his nose in front. Good Hand finishing well, but Star Rage finds extra close home to win from Good Hand in 2nd. Red Bustarn, a game effort in 3rd. And then Foundry Lane back in 4th. A long yawning gap then to Master Hyde back in 5th from College Don. High Flying weakened out of it, and Shining High didn't really shine in the end. She finished tail end Charlie. The winner of this St Modwen Perkins Memorial Cup is number 3, Star Rage. This game 5-year-old, such a prolific winner for trainer Mark Johnston, and turning for home, he was a long way behind the pace, held up, patiently ridden by Jason Weaver, riding a double here today. And it took him a while, though, to master Red Bustan, who fought back on the rail. But look, a good hand down the outside. This is a 9-year-old, a course and distance winner twice here at Newcastle, and run another blinding race, finishing strongly, but not strongly enough to catch Star Rage, who wins by about a half length. From Good Hand in second, in third Red Bustan, and back in fourth was Foundry Lane.
Well, Mark Johnson and Jason Weaver have renewed their partnership officially today, and they've got off to the best possible start. But as Simon was saying, as they turned in the home straight, there was only the green grass behind Star Rage. But watch the way he comes flying through once he switched to the outside. The favourites in the green and white hoops in the middle there in about third, already under pressure for Pat, and he might get a bit squeezed up inside the final quarter mile. Watch that here. Just see Pat there just standing up a little bit. He might just get squeezed, but Jason with the whip in his left hand has now got this horse really flying. But on the inside, Michael Roberts, who's riding really well at the moment, gets another run out of Red Bustan. Back in third is Foundry Lane, who couldn't quicken in the Ebor and just couldn't quite quicken here. And up on the outside, the old 9-year-old, Good Hand. Bit of a character, but it was a fast run race. That was run to suit him, and now he's beginning to fly in the closing stages. Just here, I thought Red Bustan on the far side was going to get back up to win, but Star Rage, who won, what, 9 times last season, will not be denied. As I said, it was only a D-rated handicap that he's won before. This was a B-rated handicap. Weaver and Johnson, they're back together in the winner's enclosure. And here he comes, Jason Weaver, who rode the big winner, Hiva Golf Rose, at Täby in Sweden yesterday, and very popular. 126 winners now for Jason, just being greeted by Mark Johnson. They got together about a week ago when Darrell Holland decided that he had to go back to Hong Kong and about to get kicked here by the winner. And they renewed their partnership, which of course brought them Mr. Bailey's in the 2,000 guineas a couple of years ago. And they're back. This is their first day back. They've signed an agreement for the next 2.5 years. And look at this. Already into the winner's enclosure. And Jason Weaver will be looking for a house up here in the north, not far from Mark Johnson's Middleham stable. Anyway, that's the news. And 10-1, Rawley. Good price about the winner.
Absolutely, Derek. 10-1, and that was a 26.5 to 1 double. In fact, for Jason Weaver, he'd won the first with Trumbull, the 6-4 favourite. But first, the result of the 2:45 at Huntingdon. First, number 4, Pantlin, the 7-4 on favourite. Second, number 1, Hizal at 16-1. Third, number 3, Kelly's Powell at 7-2. 4 round. At Cartmel, first, number 3, Britannia Mills. This is the 2:35 at 9-1. Second, number 4, Palace River at 11-4. Third, number 7, Swank Gilbert, 33-1. Number 1, Anorak was the 5-4 favourite, 8 round. At Newton Abbot, the 3 o'clock, first, number 5, Ferrufino, 9-4, joint favourite. Second, number 6, Station Express at 9-2. Third, number 1, Lorcan Joe at 3-1. The other joint favourite was number 2, Premier League, 6 round. And at Plumpton, the 3 o'clock went to number 2, Bravo Star at 4-1. Second, number 1, Oh So Handy, the 7-2 on favourite. And third, number 3, Aerodynamic at 8-1, just 3 round. And at Ripon, the 3:10, first, number 8, Spanish Verdict at 12-1. Second, number 4, Celestial Choir, the 7-2 joint favourite. Third, number 9, Legal Fiction, 8-1. Number 2, Scott Sky, was the other 7-2 joint favourite, 9 round.
Winning trainer Mark Johnson, you haven't wasted much time in getting it together with Jason Weaver.
No, not at all. I think that's 3 rides since we announced we're getting back together and 2 winners, so very good.
This horse hasn't won better than a D handicap, and today was a B. How have you improved it?
No, he always looked the horse that deserved to win a big one.
Yeah.
You know, he won so many last year. You know, we always thought he must be capable of winning a good one. So I'm delighted that he's done it.
Now, what's the latest on your St. Leger Hope double eclipse? I hear there are doubts.
Yeah, certainly. He's been slightly lame over the last week. Very, very slight. Yeah, so much so that we wonder now if we didn't know what we were looking for, whether we would still see it. But we're not willing to risk him unless he's absolutely 100%. So he's still swimming at the moment.
And when will we know whether he's going to run or not, Mark?
I think really he's got to be back in full work by the end of this week to give himself a chance, because we want a few days of cantering and a little bit of fast work just to be sure that there wasn't a problem. So we've got a few days left, but only a few days.
But what about this horse? I mean, if they're all as sound as this, I mean, we could just lie in bed all day and watch him win.
Absolutely. Don't come any tougher than this one. This is the toughest there's ever been, I think.
I think he is. Well done, nice winner.
Thank you very much. Thank
Confirmation of the SP now.
Yes, it was first number 3, Star Rage, at 10-1. Second number 4, Good Hand, at 8-1. And third number 7, Red Bustan, at 4-1. Number 3, Foundry Lane, was the 3-1 favourite. The tote returns here, win number 3, £8.90. Place is £2, £2.30 and £1.30. The dual forecast, £32 exactly. The computer straight forecast, £78.63. And the tricast, £341.88. 8 rounds.
Right, now we have the trophy presentation here at Newcastle.
Feature race of the afternoon, the £20,000 St Modwen Perkins Memorial Cup Handicap. This most generously sponsored by St Modwen Developments, who are a publicly quoted property investment and development company, which is chaired by Mr Stanley Clark, who is also the chairman of Newcastle Racecourse. And Mr Clark will present this magnificent trophy to the winning trainer Mark Johnson on behalf of Mr and Mrs David Abel, the owners of the winning horse Star Rage. Your appreciation, please, for a tremendously gutsy performance. I'm sure you'll agree. Thank you.
Stan Clark there on the left, 12 months to the day since he took over Newcastle, and in that time he's invested over, well, nearly £1.5 million, and this day next year they'll have a £50,000 Newcastle Brown Ale Blaydon race, which will be the richest nursery handicap in Europe. Full marks, he's leading the way, and Newcastle really are back in the Premier League. Now, on the way to Epsom, let's go via Chepstow. Gagajulu's won.
Yes, in the 320, Gagajulu at 7-1. Second number 1, Comic Fantasy, is the 9-4 joint favourite. And third number 4, Amy Lee, at 5-1. Clan Chief, number 5, was the other joint favourite, 9-4, 5 rounds.
Well, in the words of a song, on a clear day you can see forever, and on a day such as today, from the top of the Epsom grandstand, that really is very nearly true. You can certainly see a most beautiful shot of the City of London skyline, St Paul's Cathedral there in the centre, and that is the city, and quite astonishing that you can see it quite so well from such a distance away here at Epsom. But it is a glorious day, and there'll be more action here from Epsom coming very shortly. The amateur riders there making their way to the 1.5 mile start for our feature race, the Moet and Chandon Silver Magnum. And with those runners and riders, here is Graham Good.
10-runner lineup then, and Seasonal Splendour trades at 6-1, the man of Mr John Durkin, with Golden Arrow at 14-1, Andrew Boulding. Proton, the 4-1 joint favourites, partnered by Tim McCarthy. Warm Smell at 12-1, Mr Matthias Keller. Flight Lieutenants 12-1, Charlie Weigers rides that one. Number 6 on the card is the Grey Latvian, ridden by Victor Lukaniuk at 9-1. Blinkard, Leah Dancer, is a 4-1 joint favourite, ridden by Mr Louis Urbano, seeking a hat-trick in this race. Rosie and Clover, 14-1, Christophe Mosse. Casual Water, 9-2, Filippo Grasso Caprioli. Rival Bid trades at 12-1, that's ridden by Patrick Pritchard-Gordon. The lineup then, Bliss Merton, Chandon, Silver Mac. The trip's 1.5 miles, the runners arriving down at the start.
Now there is horse number 9, that's Casual Water, the mount of Filippo Grasso Caprioli from Italy. And certainly weather to suit an Italian, and hopefully weather to suit Tony Newcomb's 4-year-old, improving 4-year-old. He sent him up from Barnstable today in search of his 4th win of the season. He just missed out 9 days ago on Variety Club Day at Sandown in the Butlins Holiday Handicap.
It's disputed call, the white cap Supreme Star, stripe cap on the outside, Casual Water. There we have Chantry Beat, Broughton's Formula. Will have to sprout wings from there, but he's done it before. And it's disputed call, who still has it. Casual Water anchored by 9 stone 10. Supreme Star, the white cap. Then behind these in blue and red, Broughton's Formula. They're inside the final furlong. And Casual Water just edging into the lead. But Supreme Star's putting in the best finish. And Supreme Star's going to lift it at the post. Supreme Star it is from Casual Water in second.
Despite that failure, Casual Water remains one of the success stories of this season. He's won 3 of his 7 races for Tony Newcombe since joining Tony Newcombe from Peter Easterby. I don't know what it is that revolutionised him, but he is a hugely improved horse, and that defeat was absolutely no disgrace. Monsieur, or rather Signor Grasso Caprioli, has ridden a lot of winners in Italy. He's a leading figure for Gentry, the European Amateur Riders Association. It's lovely to see this race with 7 nationalities represented. It was Gay Kindersley's idea, really, to answer the wonderful hospitality which English amateurs were given all over Europe. Well, there's an Irish amateur, and a very good one, John Durkan, on Seasonal Splendour, which he rides for Martin Pipe. John is assistant trainer to John Gosden just at the moment, and Leslie talked to him before racing and asked how he fancied his chances.
She's got a decent chance, but she's gone up 16 pounds in the weight since I rode her last year. She carried 12 stone that day. She's got the same weight to carry again today, but she's got to give it to probably a better standard of horse than she did at Ascot. But having said that, Martin Pipe's horses are in great form, and she's got to have a very good chance on the ground and everything in her favour.
That was at Ascot. Do you think she'll be okay at Epsom?
Yeah, I think the track here will suit her probably better than Ascot. Well, I hope it will, because it's not as stiff a track as Ascot, and she only just gets the trip, so I'll be holding her up to the last minute if I can.
You're also assistant to John Gosden. Does that give you much time to pick up many race rides?
Well, I try and do as little as possible, because I don't think it's too fair to be away from the yard too much. But the boss is great. He's a very fair man, as you know, and he's very kind, lets me off every now and again for the odd ride.
Well, Seasonal Splendour certainly won't fail for help in the saddle, but that is Proton we're looking at, number 3, Proton. He's in the colours made famous, indeed immortalised, by Persian War, and he's owned by the Persian War Partnership, the heirs of Mr. Alper, who owned the great hurdler. And Proton is a good sort of horse for this kind of race, because he likes to be up there. I don't say he'll make the running, but he does run pretty freely. And Tim McCarthy, who won the big amateur race at Goodwood on Saturday, is bang in form, one of the contenders for the other championship. It's sponsored by another maker of champagnes. I think I probably won't mention it out of feeling for Murray and Chandon, who've been so wonderfully generous in their sponsorship of this race. And let's look at the hat-trick seeking Luis Urbano, the top Spanish amateur, who's followed in his father's footsteps, because his father won this race twice back in the old days. And Luis has won both the last 2 years, and he's now representing a tremendous Moët team, because Philip Mitchell, who trains Lear Dancer, has won the Moët 4 times as an amateur. Well, Philip trains pretty close by, and Leslie asked Monsieur Urbano whether he'd sat on Lear Dancer.
Oh yes, that is. I never rode a horse before, but they say it's a normal horse, no problem.
Now, you've won this race the past 2 years. Your father won it 2 years. Is there a bit of competition so you break his record?
Yes, well, I will try to win the horse. To win the race also different now, but maybe I will pass him. Yeah.
And how many winners have you ridden since you won here last year?
Since last year to now, well, now I have in total 17, and I did this year like 15 winners.
So is that your best season to date?
Yes, maybe it's going to be the best season.
And Louis Urbano on Lear Dancer, the 4-1 joint favourite along with Proton. Quiet betting heat this, 9-2 Casual Water, 13-2 Seasonal Splendour, and it's 8-1 against Latvian. Since there's been a handicap, 3 favourites have run in 10 runnings. We've got joint favourites here, Lear Dancer and Proton.
Just Rival Big going forward there, and also coming forward now is Latvian the Grey, playing up in Scotland. That's it, they're lined up there under orders and they race away. Early pace in the race could come from Flight Left Adam, who made the running when he won at Goodwood early in the season, but he's well down the pack, and so there's going to be a muddling pace. No pace at all. Lear Dancer just has it by a length to Warm Spell in second. Golden Arrow is racing prominently, so too is Proton, and not that far off the pace as they go to the first furlong is Buzzing Clover. Latvians up with the pace too. Seasonal Splendors out the back as they climb through the first half mile or so. And it's Golden Arrow, the inside of Latvian. These two share the work with up on the outside Seasonal Splendor. On the extreme left of this camera angle is the Rival Bid, but there's no more than 4 lengths between the pack. They're closely grouped and they're all waiting on a leader. Latvian probably just has it with Golden Arrow the inside. Latvian and Golden Arrow. Back to Lear Dancer settled in third. Proton comes through the inside. Pulling hard out wide is Rival Bid, Seasonal Splendor, Warm Spell. But Buzzing Clover down in about the 8th spot is no more than 3 lengths off the pace. The orange colours Flight Lieutenant, his best race was when winning at Goodwood, and is well out the back here. Casual Water is plumb last, though, and just being niggled along by Filippo Grasso Caprioli as they head to the top of the hill and halfway in the Merton Shandon, the Amateur Riders Derby. Start the descent then to Tottenham Corner, and it's Golden Arrow who just has it from Latvian. Showing third is Lear Dancer, the outside of Proton, who runs the rail. Seasonal Splendor wide of Warm Spell, and then Flight Lieutenant, Buzzing Clover and Rival Bid, and Casual Water now racing downhill and more equitably as they come down past the 5 furlong pole. As they do so, Latvian the grey just shading for the lead. Golden Arrow, the horse with the noseband. The white cap running the rail, Proton. The pink colours, that's Lear Dancer out wide. We have the blue and green of Seasonal Splendor. Wider still the red cap, Rival Bid. Warm Spell's in a good position. Casual Water's getting closer, and Flight Lieutenant is last. Buzzing Clover last but one as they come round Tattenham Corner. Rival Bid getting reminders, and as they head for home and down to the 3, it's Latvian the grey and Proton running the rail. Proton's come through to take up the running. Here comes Casual Water in the yellow colours with the green and black stripes sleeves towards the left. Orange colours, Flight Lieutenant gets going. Golden Arrow is with chances. Lear Dancer not getting a run, but they come down inside the final quarter mile, and Proton pressed by Flight Lieutenant. Here comes Casual Water down the centre of the track, and Casual Water takes it up now. Inside the final furlong, Casual Water has it from Flight Lieutenant and Proton on the inside. They're clear of Buzzing Clover. It's going to be another thriller here as they drive to the line. Proton the inside of Casual Water. The meet in the sandwich, Flight Lieutenant, and Proton lifted on the line from Casual Water. An unlucky Flight Lieutenant is third. Then Buzzing Clover followed by Lear Dancer, and after that one is Latvian. A big gap to Seasonal Splendor, who beat home Golden Arrow, and behind Golden Arrow was Warm Spell. Rival Bib was last of all. The 4-to-1 joint favourite is the first past the post in this Merton Shandon Silver Magnum. That's number 3 on the card, Proton, in the colours of the Persian War Partnership. Trained here at Epsom by Jay Cursor, local triumph in the Big Bumpers Derby, ridden by Mr. Tim McCarthy. Second horse home is number 9, Casual Water. Filippo Grasso Caprioli brought this horse with a great challenge on the outside. Third horse home is number 5, Flight Lieutenant. Charlie Vigers knows what a slice of ham feels like now. Very much the meat in the sandwich between Proton, our winner, the second horse home, Casual Water, and Flight Lieutenant, who's third. But I'm sure there'll be a steward's inquiry to the outcome of this, the Merton Shandon Silver Magnum, for which the head-on pictures will be most illuminating. Proton, though, has gained the day. But first we look at the side on, and there goes the white-capped worn by Tim McCarthy. On the outside comes Casual Water in the yellow colours, the grey is Latvian, the orange colours Flight Lieutenant. And John Oaksey, at this stage, 3 amateurs going for the line.
Yes, and at this stage, Casual Water, who's come from a long way behind, Filippo Grasso Caprioli, must have felt that he'd timed his challenge accurately. There is a steward's inquiry, that's no surprise to anybody, because in the meanwhile, Tim McCarthy, bang in form, a winner at Goodwood on Saturday, rallies Proton in the Persian War colours over on the far side, the other side of Flight Lieutenant, and Casual Water just can't hold that rally. It looks as though Proton has undoubtedly thrust his head back in front to win for England. And here's the head-on. Let's see now what the stewards will be looking at. Proton, second from the right of your picture in the white cap, whereas Casual Water is third from the left of your picture in the breast girth, coming past the grey now. Casual Water would be in front. Now, Flight Lieutenant and Proton probably come a little bit close together. The second and third from the right, nearer the rails. Casual Waters now struck the front up the middle. There's still clear daylight between Flight Lieutenant and Proton. Proton, under pressure,